Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, today we have to look at some privacy news as a little standout and ask our fun question: is one of our affiliates, Express VPN, now compromised? This is an interesting question, and what happened here is there is a large company that has a very shady past that has purchased Express VPN. Now, prior to this, they have also acquired private internet access. At that time, I made the decision to not remove private internet access as an affiliate, although I haven't been promoting it at all lately because apparently the affiliate link has broken when they did some technology shift. And I sent an email out to them and they never got back to me for like 3 months. And by that time, I'm like, forget it. Don't even care. What we have to ask, though, is it a problem that the same company now keeps on buying up all of the top VPNs? What does this mean for data privacy considering the company's past? And is this related to any other companies out there as well? And so these are good questions that we need to ask. And so what I want to do is I want to start by just having a brief look at the press release. This is actually an article on the press release from How to Geek. ExpressVPN sells for $1 billion, but it promises your data will stay private. So what happened is this was sold to Cape Technologies. So Cape Technologies proposes itself to be a privacy-based company. They have all these things. Now, for a privacy-based company, you know what I can't find? A privacy policy. Very interesting. Now, this is an Israeli/British company. They do not list a privacy policy on their website, and they do actually have a very old... they actually had a lot of controversy in their past. Because if you happen to remember, for example, Superfish was the super cookie that was attached to Lenovo computers. They were actually the developers and maintainers of this. They were previously called Crossrider, and they were involved in a whole lot of things that were considered adware and malware by every antivirus tool on Windows. They had extensions for browsers that would push overlay ads on your devices. They utilized private data in order to better sell these ads. And then after they got caught in the middle of all of this, then they kind of became this privacy-focused company. So having a look at their old list here, in 2011, they were founded as Crossrider. And new management team was appointed on May 16th. This is after the Superfish debacle. They had a launch of a new strategic roadmap. They acquired CyberGhost. They changed their name to Cape. They had 500,000 paying subscribers. They acquired Indigo. They had 1 million subscribers. They acquired private internet access. They acquired Web Salience. And now, of course, as of September 2021, they have also acquired ExpressVPN. So this is a company that was involved in a lot of really shady things. For a privacy-first company, what I find interesting is that they do not list a privacy policy on their site. A few things that purport to link to it go to the /mission.htm page, which is a 404. So maybe they have it and they forgot to put it up here, but I did go through every single page. There is not to be a privacy policy found anywhere. What they say down here about their information on their site down here: Cape is a leading privacy-first digital security software provider to consumers. Through its range of privacy and security products, Cape focuses on protecting consumers and their personal data as they go about their daily digital lives. So that is what the claim is. Now, have we seen anything bad out of private internet access as of late? Well, private internet access gave me good vibes when they literally open sourced everything. You could see and you could audit the code. That is good. But the fact that this is the same company that did a lot of shady things raises a few eyebrows. All right. In fact, it raises a few eyebrows for me. I'm not a personal expert in VPNs. What I do know a lot about, though, is servers and hosting and web design and those types of things that I actually do as my regular day job. And this is reminding me of a company called Endurance International Group, which you know what that is. I would be completely surprised unless you are really involved in the network of web hosting and you follow these things. What Endurance International Group is, formerly Bizland, they are an IT company specializing in web hosting. Founded in 1997, headquartered in Burlington, Massachusetts. What it ended up doing is it just started going on a purchasing spree. Any hosting company that was doing very well, they bought out. But when they buy it out, they never change branding. They don't generally make press releases beyond what is required by the law. They keep everything very quiet. Nobody knows who this company is or what they're doing. But there is a sheer result of what they are doing. Every single instance of AIG buying out a web hosting marks a 2-year point when that web hosting company is going to be utter garbage. Okay. So here is a listing of EIG's brands. Again, they buy out companies without anybody really knowing what they're doing. When I started doing things with a lot of servers and such years and years ago, I actually started out with Bluehost, which was an amazing product. They bought out Bluehost, and I didn't even know they did this. And then all of a sudden, within just a short period of time, Bluehost became absolute garbage. The servers get overcrowded. They lay off the in-house IT. They use a skeleton crew of IT people who are basically buffoons. And so I switched over, from that point in time, I switched over to HostGator. And then I was on HostGator for a few years, and I ran a big VPS with a lot of different servers on there, like 25, 30 different websites over there. And what happened is they bought them out, and then within a very short period of time, they became so garbage, it literally took me a week to get an SSL installed. I literally bought an SSL from them. But they don't give you the tools to install it yourself, even though it's cPanel and it's easy. They have to do it. It took them a week to get to it. Me paying them for an SSL, it took a week for them to get that installed. That is seriously problematic. So I jumped ship from them. And so now if you're looking for a hosting company, the first thing I do is I say, well, you need to look up Endurance International Group. Look up their current list, and if the hosting company you're looking for is on this list, avoid it. And if you hear that they are looking at your web hosting company, avoid that one. Now, how does this tie back in? Well, if you go back and have a look at what Cape Technologies is doing, they keep on buying out the popular VPNs. Mind you, this is a company that started as a malware company injecting ads, doing a lot of nefarious things. All of a sudden, they get a heart and focus on privacy. I don't think so. And the reason this is so important is with a VPN, you have to understand, with a VPN, whoever controls that VPN can see 100% of everything you are doing. It will literally demask you to that company. Now, are they going to abuse that? I don't know. That is yet to be seen. In the case of private internet access, so far it seems okay, but we haven't seen a huge test of that for a while. I don't know. But when one company starts buying up all of these, something as sensitive as a VPN, especially when we are constantly marketed by the likes of Shapiro and Walsh and probably a bunch of guys on the liberal side as well, all about VPNs and Express VPNs and all these guys, we start pushing all these types of things. And now these people who completely misunderstand how security and technology works, they're coming in and going, well, this is going to keep you completely safe. Maybe. Or maybe it's going to make it extraordinarily dangerous for you. Who really knows? And that raises some serious questions. Of course, this is a similar question that was asked about System 1. Now, System 1 is the company they purchased outright WaterFox. This is why WaterFox is compromised. Now, StartPage, we're looking at it. They're listed as a System 1 brand, but last time I talked to the people at StartPage, unless something has changed, probably, I don't know, 6 months ago, or maybe it was the last time I talked to anybody over there, StartPage is still a separate company. It's just that the System 1 pushes advertising. Basically, it gives them money in the form of an investment in exchange for using their network to host the ads. System 1 does not see any of the data. That is what StartPage says. Here, though, is the concern that I have. This is on their privacy policy. And what I want to point out here is information we collect about you and how we collect it. We collect several types of information from and about users of our services, including information by which you may personally be identified, such as name, postal address, email address, telephone number, or any other identifier by which you may be contacted online or offline. That is personal information. That is about you, but individually does not identify you, such as your, the second point is information about you that does not directly identify you, like your IP address, referral data, and browser platform type, basically the browser fingerprint. Number 3, about your internet connection, the equipment you use to access the servers. Now, it says this: we collect this information directly from you when you provide it. Automatically, as you use our services, information collected automatically may include details about IP addresses and information collected through cookies, web beacons, pixels, and other tracking technologies, and from third parties, for example, our business partners and commercial vendors that we use to implement or provide our services. In other words, they're buying up data and supplementing your policy. This is why I have serious concerns about StartPage, because you can't be this huge privacy-focused search engine and then align yourself with a company that is clearly not about privacy. Now, according to them, System 1 doesn't direct anything they do. It just gives them money in exchange for utilizing their ad network. We'll see. So I'm not painting necessarily a bad picture about StartPage. I'm just raising questions. How can a seriously privacy-focused company work with another company so closely that has this in their privacy policy? But hey, at least I can find a privacy policy, unlike Cape Technologies, which purports to be a privacy-focused company that does not give us a privacy policy. Hashtag GDPR? I don't know. So this all raises questions. Is Express VPN compromised? I don't know yet. I am going to push pause on recommending Express VPN. I may look around at other VPNs that would be suitable replacements for Express VPN. I'm not going to be promoting it as much, and I will put a disclaimer link on my affiliate. Fortunately, I promote it with my direct short link system, which I can easily redirect, and all past videos will go to a page explaining the possible concerns before having the actual link. So I'll go ahead and get that done here in fairly short order. And so these are some serious concerns that I have. Let me know your thoughts and your concerns. Should we drop ExpressVPN? Should we not drop it? What are alternatives? What are good VPNs that we can still trust? These are things I want to look at and possibly move to new affiliates in the future. So let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.